Hello and good morning to all the dignitaries present at the conference. This is Isha Sunil Kapte. I will be presenting my research work on internal friction studies of microwave-sintered multiferroic bismuth ferrite nanoparticles. This presentation is comprised of objectives, introduction, synthesis by what synthesis method I have synthesized bismuth ferrite particles, various characterization, internal friction studies, conclusion, application and the references. Multiferroics are materials that exhibit more than one of the primary ferroic properties, ferromagnetism, that is the magnetism that is switchable by an applied magnetic field, ferriticity, and electric polarization that is switchable by an applied electric field, and ferroelasticity, a deformation that is switchable by an applied stress in the same phase. Bismuth ferrite shows multiferroic behavior, presents not only opportunities to study fundamental physics, but also has potential applications as magnetic field sensor, multiferroic photovoltaic solar cells, and storage devices. Internal friction is resistance offered by lattice phonons to the applied or propagating waves. These are the objectives behind my work. BFO nanoparticles is being synthesized by hydrothermal, sol-gel, and ball milling process, followed by microwave sintering. BFO sample is characterized for thermogrammetric analysis, TGA, XRD, X-ray diffraction analysis. Morphology of BFO is studied using scanning electron microscopy. The change of dielectric constant with temperature and frequency in the range of 100 Hz to 5 MHz is studied. The composite piezoelectric oscillator method has been used for the studies of internal friction behavior. The internal friction behavior of bismuth ferrite is studied in the temperature range of 30 degrees Celsius to 400 degrees Celsius. BFO sample has been synthesized by three methods. First of all is hydrothermal method. FeNO3.9H2O and BiNO3.5H2O were dissolved in some milliliter of distilled water, and then the pH of the solution was adjusted, H2O2 was added, and then the solution was sealed in the Teflon lined steel autoclave, and the powder has been obtained and dried in air. Another method is sol-gel method. From this method, again, the brown viscous gel was ignited by increasing the temperature and the amorphous powder was formed. The powders were pre-sintered at 650 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. The third process is the ball milling method. In this, all the materials were weighed in stoichiometric proportions, and then the powders were mixed and by using wet ball milling process, and the pre-sintering was done at 650 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. So the characterizations were done on the BFO sample. One of the main characterization is X-ray diffraction analysis. So the XRD pattern is obtained by synthesizing BFO using hydrothermal, sol-gel, and ball milling method. These are the three graphs, XRD graphs of sol-gel, hydrothermal, and ball milling method. The diffraction patterns of BiFeO3 have been indexed as a rhomohedrally distorted perovskite, JCPDS number 862118 with space group R3C, and the lattice parameter was obtained as A is equals to 5.582 Armstrong unit and C is equals to 13.876 Armstrong unit. Morphology of BFO has been studied by using scanning electron microscopy technique. These are the three graphs of scanning electron microscopy images. First is for hydrothermal method and ball mill method. Next is for sol-gel method. The same images of BFO samples synthesized by hydrothermal, sol-gel, and ball mill method is obtained. By hydrothermal process, the particles are found to be thin plates of varied dimensions about 20 micrometer range in size. By ball mill method, the particles are found to be mostly cubic, about 2 micrometer range in size. By sol-gel method, the particles are bar-like, about 2 micrometer range in size. Using ball mill synthesized BFO sample, thermogrammetric analysis, that is TJ analysis, has been done. So this is the DTA curve and this is the TJ curve. Differential thermal analysis of the ball mill synthesized BFO sample is studied. The DTA curve shows a phase change at 527 degrees Celsius. The TJ curve shows how much amount of the sample weight is lost, which also gives the sintering temperature, which is 1050 degrees Celsius, at which transition is occurring. Dielectric properties has been studied for the ball mill synthesized BFO sample. This is the graph plotted between the dielectric constant versus frequency at the temperature range of 30 degrees Celsius to 550 degrees Celsius. So the frequency dependence of dielectric constant of BFO is calculated by using this relation. At temperature 550 degrees Celsius, the dielectric constant is found to be 161.50 at 100 Hz. The value of dielectric constant decreases with the increasing frequency, which is the normal behavior of dielectric or ferroelectric materials. You can see from the graph, the dielectric constant decreases with the increase in frequency. So the high dielectric constant at low frequencies is because of space charge and dipolar polarization contributions. For the initial permeability measurements, the toroid is made of BFO sample by ball mill synthesized and wound by the copper wire for 40 turns. The initial permeability μI of this ferrite toroid was evaluated using the standard formula from the inductance measurements carried out by using computer controlled LCR meter. The permeability was calculated by using this given relation, where L is the inductance in microhenry, H is the height of the toroid, D1 and D2 are the outer and inner diameters, and N is the number of turns, that is 40, wound on the toroid. Then the graph is plotted between initial permeability versus temperature. The temperature variations of initial permeability generally remains constant up to certain temperature and abruptly falls to nearly zero value. The temperature at which the initial permeability falls to a very low value is the magnetic transition temperature called as Curie temperature Tc, where here it is 375 degrees Celsius coming, where the ferromagnetic phase changes into paramagnetic phase and remains so at the higher temperature. Internal friction studies has been done on the ball mill synthesized BFO sample. Resonant bar method have been used oftenly to measure the internal friction by using piezoelectric composite oscillator instrument. The X-cut cord crystal from the natural cord crystal cut, it is used in this current study, and determining the resonant frequency of the composite system and the logarithmic decrement, the internal friction, that is Q inverse, have been evaluated by the standard relations as detailed in the literature. The method is essentially a resonance method in which the specimen is made to oscillate at its natural frequency using a suitable transducer. By determining the resonant frequency of the composite system, samples cemented to the transducer, and the logarithmic decrement, the internal friction can be evaluated. These are the relations. The X-cut cord crystal used in the present study had a particular length, and here the natural frequency is used is 124 kilohertz. It is having a particular piezoelectric constant and elastic compliance. Putting everything in the equation for the decrement, and the decrement will be calculated. And after this, putting in the internal friction loss, the internal friction of the sample can be calculated. By taking all the values and putting in the equation for the internal friction, all the varied internal friction has been calculated and the graph is plotted between internal friction and the temperature. The natural frequency has been given 124.053 kHz. In the temperature range of the present investigation, the internal friction is found to be increased with the further rise in temperature. The internal friction shows a sharp peak corresponding to the ferroelectric Curie transition temperature theta E at 270 degrees Celsius, and at 370 degrees Celsius it shows ferrimagnetic Curie transition temperature, that is theta M. You can see in the graph at theta E there is a rise in temperature which falls at 270 degrees Celsius, and other one is a Curie transition, ferrimagnetic Curie transition temperature, that is theta M, which is falling at 370 degrees Celsius. At last, the conclusion. Bismuth ferrite BiFeO3 nanoparticles are synthesized using hydrothermal, sol-gel and ball milling process followed by microwave sintering. X-ray diffraction studies confirm the formation of rhombohedrali distorted perovskite of bismuth ferrite, which well match with the literature data. The pure phase of bismuth ferrite could be obtained by the present hydrothermal process. Microstructural studies with the help of scanning electron microscopy revealed uniform, cubic, thin plates and bar-like structure. Internal friction of BFO has been studied. Internal friction is very sensitive and effective in detecting atomic rearrangements and the kinetics of atomic movements involved in microstructural evaluations. Internal friction studies showed a sharp peak at the magnetic and electric phase transition, that is theta M and theta E, indicating that the ferrite studied transform from ferrophase to paraphase. This confirms the multiferroic nature of bismuth ferrite. So now why we are using this bismuth ferrite material? Because it is having so many applications in the industrial purposes. The multiferroic behavior shown by bismuth ferrite offers probable application in magnetic field sensor, multi-state digital memory, multiferroic photovoltaic solar cell, electrically tunable ferromagnetic microwave resonator, and in information storage. Bismuth ferrite shows numerous properties such as photorefractivity, optical activity, photoconductivity, and an enhanced velocity of ultrasound wave propagation. These properties have probable application in electro-optics acoustics. BFO is a good catalyst and also stood best as a potential gas sensor semiconductor. Internal friction measurements are done obtaining convenient information about imperfections and lattice defects in solids. It is very subtle and effective in spotting atomic rearrangements. These are the research papers I have referred for my research work. At last, I conclude my research work. Thank you to all the dignitaries for giving me this wonderful opportunity to present my work in front of you. Thank you. Have a nice day.